Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's me, Irvin, and yes, I am finally in an actual room that I'll be constructing into my new room. And if you guys have not seen the TikToks, go check them out. Today we have a new chapter review, which is going to be on Gajuu the Beast, and it's a series that I'm reading online, and I really like the first chapter. It's been a while, actually a few days since I read the first chapter, but really wanted to make a video for you guys so that we can eventually pick the story up as well. Before anything, if you haven't done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Hopefully we can reach 4,700, and like I said, I'm moving in. Here's proof. I'm actually moving into a place. I do have everything still in a lot of boxes. You can see the TikTok, like I said, still very much not even close to being ready for having a full room, but I'm excited for it, and you guys can finally see a little bit on the behind the scenes, and slowly and surely you'll see my room being built. But for now, subscribe, comment, like, and share, and let's start with Gajuu the Beast. Gajuu the Beast is a very intense story, and it starts with the unexpected and unknown in the first chapter. And horror series, if they're good at setting up a story like this, then it's a good story. We do get a kind of a scene in the beginning where some douchebags, to be honest, are in the train and they're picking on people, and essentially there's a whole conversation going on of, you know, they shouldn't do that, it shouldn't be rude, people are defending each other, and it's very much obvious of how the story was going to move from the beginning, because these guys are just douches. With all this, the train essentially stops, and we have some of our characters get down to the train. There's weird things happening. They don't really know what's happening completely, so they wanted to go investigate, and some even want to move or walk all the way to the next station, because it's not that far according to them. So they get down, and there's a trail of people going down this dark, train section. And essentially what happens at the end of the chapter is that our protagonist hears weird sounds, and then they find the conductor essentially's top part of its head. The bottom part has been ripped, and then they see something, which we don't know what it is, and they run away. Now, that in a nutshell is the first chapter, and yes, it's very short compared to most first chapters. Chapters in the beginning of series typically are like 50-60 pages long, and they take a while to set up the story, but this one went straight to it. It's going to be more likely a survival series based on these people that are in this train, and they didn't waste time in setting up the story. They gave us this mystery and this creature from off the beginning that we don't know who it is or what it is going to be doing. Now, I will say, from the actual title page picture that we see, it looks like it's a very interesting beast, which will be eventually, I guess, shown in the manga itself. For now, we don't really see it. It's a huge mystery of who the beast is, and essentially all we know is that we have a lot of people freaking out in a train. Now, I do want to take a minute and talk about horror genres and what they do with this kind of stuff, because for those who don't know, I'm a huge fan of horror mangas as well as survival mangas, and key notes for a lot of the stuff is that they have to be very quick, but also very good at twisting a story from it being a regular, like, don't mess with him, I'm going to defend him, and, very high school minded type of manga to, dang, someone just got killed, right? Those series have to have that movement, those twists and turns that really keeps the reader engaged and wanting to read more. When horror stories don't do that, and sometimes it's just horror after horror after horror after horror, sometimes the reader becomes too numb, I guess you can say, with the horror. So the reader is already expecting it. It's already knowing what's coming, and there's just blood everywhere, gore everywhere, which some people like, but it's just very unexpected. And when a true horror story gets you, it's when it sets up a very common scenario or very common thing that could happen to anyone, and slowly moves to this horror scene that makes you think, man, this might happen, this could happen, or just twists and turns the story just a bit where you're just thrown off on a loop, and finally you get that horror feeling. So I like that about this story. I don't know how many chapters are right now, but I know there's quite a few already out, so I'll keep reviewing it little by little. So let me know what you guys think on this series. Thank you guys so much for those who have been subscribing. Also, if you haven't done so by now, subscribe, especially if you're watching up to this point. Thank you again. There's a lot of people who are returning and watching videos. I will return with giveaways. I do promise you that. And yeah, very soon you guys will see that. Thank you again for your love and support. I have nothing else to say. So like always, don't be strangers, and see you next time. Bye, guys.